Well, when it comes to mobility, I would say the market should decide. In the moment, we see that hydrogen, green hydrogen definitely, but also blue hydrogen is too expensive to compete with gas. So here again, I see this overambition. I believe that hydrogen will come. It will play a role, especially for the industries. The federal government plans 20 gigawatt new gas power plants, but they have to be hydrogen ready. So my association, the gas and hydrogen industry, we say we embrace this move, this transformation to hydrogen. But it has to be done in a way that we do not lose jobs, that we do not lose industries, that we do not lose competitiveness. So to say we phase out gas by 2038 is crazy. It makes only sense if we have enough affordable hydrogen until that moment. Again, it will come. It will replace one day natural gas, but we should do this on a track which is much more realistic and pragmatic.
Hello everyone, my name is Alina Jacquin, I'm working for DHL. My question was that we do see some movements in truck charging, and I would like to know if you see some futures in this technology.
I think this is a good question. So I think we know that actually the charging of the trucks will be done in the warehouses or, for example, on the areas. If you look at some projects, what we can see is that customers from us have installed chargers from base to base. So they are driving to one location. During the unloading process, the truck will be loaded and then they are coming back. This is the model actually. So I think your question is a little bit on the infrastructure if you want to load your truck on the way. For example, if you want to drive 1,000 kilometers. Oh, wow. I hope you have 2 hours of time because there are a lot of difficult things. We have done a study and we have done an easy thing. If we look at the energy content, what we have in our filling stations, for example, we have 32 filling stations with energy in Germany. If we say this energy content, which we have inside these stations, we want to charge trucks for that. We need 15 times more on space for loaders, for infrastructures and so on. So the question is, do we find enough space on the road between Hamburg and Ulm to charge trucks? This is the first question. The second question, and we don't talk about electricity, what also Dr. Flöger said. This is the second point. Do we have enough electricity, and where does electricity come from?
Enough space.
I was 2 months ago in Cambridge. So first time in my life in Cambridge University. And there is a very famous professor, his name is Sibon. And he's doing some studies in the UK for electrifying the roads, for charging trucks during drive. So, and he said, this is a good project, we can do it, it's just easy going. And I said to him, okay, can you explain me how it works? So what they think is to build induction lines inside the highways. He said it costs per kilometer £1 million. So if you think at the infrastructure we have in Germany, and I think everybody who has done the way by car to come here, I don't believe that we have the possibility to bring induction lines inside the road, then nothing goes on in this region here. So this is the second point. And ask him the question, where do we have the electricity come from? So if you find enough trucks, where comes the electricity from? And he said, oh, it's not much what we need, only 30% more. And I said, wow, only 30% more electricity what UK actually consumes. Where does it come from? He has no answer to that. So I think this is a very, very difficult question. I found it really good what this guy is doing, to think about, not about only on money-driven points, so that you think, okay, what is technically possible? There comes some point, if you want to drive electric from A to B with 1,500 kilometers, there must be a solution that we load trucks. This concept from him is not bad, because during driving he gets more electricity inside his truck than he consumes. That means if he drives off of the highway, his battery is full. So the idea, in general, is good. The question is, do we find the money for that? Do we find the electricity on that? Do we find customers who want to invest in that? And without subsidies, never ever this will happen. So it's a difficult question. I hope I have given you some touch points, but it's very difficult.
Thank you. I am Fred from Heerwaarden from the Netherlands. I am at a company, we have 1,800 trucks and we are trying to reduce our CO2 footprint. And my question is, until this time we've looked at the biofuels as transitional. So first we use the biofuels, the LNG and the bioenergy and the HVO. And in some time, the aviation and the shipping will take over the biofuels. And by that time, the trucks should be on hydrogen or electric. Is it your opinion that that transition to the shipping and the air traffic will not happen like that? Because then I think we will have not enough biofuels.
I doubt the latter. I doubt the latter, that we do not have enough biofuels. I mean, we have enormous amounts of possibilities in the world to produce e-fuels, synthetic methane, biomethane. I don't think there are limits in this world. You are right that the aviation industry and the shipping industry, they are looking for sustained aviation fuels, and the shipping industry also for fuels that make it possible. And they say, well, we are first. Then comes heavy duty. But even in the PKW industry, I'm sure that we will find solutions and offers for e-fuels. So that is something, when people say that is just a transition, it reminds me of my young ages as a politician. I was 20 years in parliament, and at the beginning, I was in favor, and I'm still in favor, of renewables. And then came the old guys, the experienced guys, and they said, well, forget about solar and wind. An energy system which is stable can well, perhaps embrace 10% renewables, but if it is more, it becomes volatile and will not work anymore. Today we have in Germany 60% renewables and the system still is stable. Of course, it needs a backup, but it is possible to bring them into the system. So there's technological progress. We're at the beginning of this e-fuel world. But if you look to biofuels, it is an enormous amount. Look to countries like Ukraine, which are just waiting for this to produce biofuels. And it could be one of the key factors to restructure, to rebuild Ukraine after the war. Russia, of course, too. So the world is full of sustainable biofuels, which we should use. No, I do not believe, to answer your question, that this is a transition fuel. I believe it is a fuel which will play an important part for a long time. And let me say, I'm out of politics since a few years, but I still have my network within, not only in my party, that is the Christian Democratic Union, it's Mr. Merz and Mrs. Reiche's party, but also in the others. And I see that this understanding for the necessity of the greening of molecules is growing dramatically. Darf ich vielleicht noch in eigener Sache eine kleine Werbung hinten anschließen? Everyone who has written a book wants to present that. So all my thesis is on I call it Energiewende besser machen, make energy transition better. That means I'm not against energy transition, but I believe it should be done better than it used to be. I've written this last year. I think it is still to the point, and the undertitle is Technical Progress and Science in Spite of Ideology. And that's the main line, and perhaps one or the other would like to buy it, or let us keep in touch over LinkedIn, where we're pretty active. So it was a great pleasure to meet you, and thank you, Martin, again for this wonderful invitation.
Herzlichen Dank.